The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.
The complete outsider still leading, but Westmead Hawk now moves through the field and comes with a tremendous run. He sprints clear. Success at last for owner Bob Morton as Westmead Hawk delivers.
Well, it's the world's greatest greyhound race. It's the William Hill Derby. The mighty Westmead Hawk. Can he land back-to-back Derby wins? We've got all the action from the semi-finals coming up on this week's edition of The Dogs. It's £100,000 to the winner. Can the Hawk do it? Great scenes at the presentation a year ago, and now Westmead Hawk attempts a rare English Derby double. He's a dog with an amazing strike rate, and those wins have included competition successes at Monmore and Hall Green, plus of course at Wimbledon in the William Hill Derby 2005. A son of Mega Delight, a fantastic tracker herself, the Hawk also reached the 2005 Irish Derby final and finished second in this year's Scottish Derby final up at Shawfield. And there was an early chance to avenge that defeat to Fear Me when the pair met in the second round at Wimbledon. Fear Me in trap 3 against the Hawk in 4, and revenge was sweet and comprehensive for the Sava dog.
The Maikio just out in front from Fear Me. After this comes Gouty Thunder, Westmead Hawk. Oh, what a run at the third bend from Westmead Hawk. He's alongside Fear Maikio now. Fear Me having to play second fiddle to Westmead Hawk, who strides clear. Westmead Hawk wins, close for second. Fear Me just nabbing second.
So to the quarterfinals, and a first chance this year for the Hawk to shine in front of the Sky cameras. He raced from trap 4 and didn't disappoint as Ballymac Pires in 5 and Blue Majestic in 2 blazed a trail.
Here goes the Hawk, look at him eat up the ground, he's moved into third, he's gone clear of Fear Me, they go towards the home turn, Ballymac Pires taken on again by Blue Majestic, Westmead Hawk, he bides his time, here he comes, Westmead Hawk getting there close home to beat Ballymac Pires and Blue Majestic back in third place.
Many have joked that the Hawk almost possesses a satellite navigation system. What's certain is that the dog has amazing track craft and vision. His path was blocked into the bend, but with a deft sidestep Gazza would have been proud of, he was round trouble and clear down the back and ready to close on the leaders. It's reminiscent of the great Moral Standards, who, like the Hawk, was christened the People's Champion during the 1994 Derby. He too produced last to first finishes and was a real crowd pleaser. And when he made his best start from trap 2 here in the final, we knew we were in for something special.
Heading down the far side and up the junction, leads by half length from Air Flyer after he's making some progress. Moral Standards is lying handy on the outside of Moral Standards is Moaning Lad. They come round the second last bend and going on Air Flyer and up the junction, a real set 2. In comes Moaning Lad. Moral Standards looking for the opening, he's getting it to the roars of the crowd. Moral Standards does it in the end.
It was a fantastic night for trainer Tony Meek, his brother Robert and owners Jim Wenman and John Jefford. But the Hawk could top the lot if he joins a very select band of greyhounds to have won the Derby twice. Mick the Miller, Patricia's Hope and at Wimbledon Rapid Ranger. And there is also the achievement of remaining unbeaten in the Derby. 6 races, 6 wins, and it's something Moral Standards did, as did Chandler's Slippy here. And the only other dog to complete an unbeaten run through was Some Picture in 1997. He also holds the fastest Derby final clocking, an incredible 28.23, 2 spots off the track record. Some Pictures trainer Derby King Charlie Lister tops the list of trainers with the most finalists in a Wimbledon Derby, ahead of Patsy Byrne and Jeff DeMolder. Nick Sava's 2 finalists, Westmead Joe and Westmead Hawk on Saturday, take him to 6. And it was the Sava flag bearer, Westmead Hawk, who they came to see in droves at Wimbledon on Saturday. The second semi-final providing the Hawk with another chance to raise the roof. But it was never likely to be a stroll, with Ballymac Pires and Miniola Falo both hitting top gear in the quarter-finals. Hawke had trapped 4 outside Larkhill Jim, himself a strong runner. But Saturday proved to be special, very special.
All eyes on the Hawke in trap 4. Away they go. He's got a good start up towards the first bend, and trap 2. Miniola Falo leads up early from Cleanest Lady on the inside. After these comes a trap 6 on the outside. Ballymac Pires. Westmead Hawke is last at the moment, and plenty on his plate. Heading down the far side. Miniola Falo by 4 lengths from Cleanest Lady, racing in second place. Westmead Hawke is moving up into third as we speak to come round the final bend. Miniola Falo by 2.5 lengths. Westmead Hawke is closing. Oh my God! He got up! Westmead Hawke rattled home and got up right on the line to beat trap 2 Miniola Falo. What a run! I thought his quarter-final run was exceptional round the first bend. How did he get round there and win? I do not believe it.
A quite remarkable night, a quite remarkable run. To be fair, he trapped as well as he has in the competition and shaded Larkhill Jim to the bend. Nevertheless, he was still last and some 10 lengths behind Miniola Falo, who ran a stormer. Many at the track feared he might not even qualify, let alone win his semi-final. And there's still so much to do for Westmead Hawke, even up the home straight. But it's as if he knows where the winning line is. He gets up, and it's colleague Errol Blythe's greatest commentary. But what did the trainer have to say after that?
I was hoping for a qualifying place on the back straight, but to get up and win is just...
I must admit, I thought he was beat going down the back straight. There's so much work to do.
Oh, sure. It looked to me he was beat, yeah. But I was hoping to qualify, you know.
Yeah. He must have made up 8 lengths in the straight, I would think.
Easy.
That's the best run I've ever seen from him, from any greyhound like that, really.
Incredible. Well, there was so much expected of him, and he goes and does it, you know.
So to the trap draw for the final, made by Big Mac himself, John McCririck, with Wimbledon racing manager Derek Hope overseeing proceedings. Like last year, the Hawke is in the black jacket of trap 4 in the decider and gets a 4-6 quote from the sponsors, William Hill.
But what of the others? Miniola Falo, trained by Seamus Graham, owned by Seamus McCluskey and Michael McElhatton, has reached the Derby final for the 2nd year running. This blue son of top honcho has improved gradually during the competition and is no stranger to the big occasion, having won the 2005 running of the Easter Cup at Shelbourne Park, and when many had written him off, landed the Tote Gold Cup at the Dublin track earlier this year, in an identical time to his success in the Easter Cup. He also won last year's Irish Derby consolation race at Shelbourne Park. In the 2005 Derby, Miniola Falo was seeded middle, but he looks better suited to his rails berth. As we can see by this head-on footage, he may drift into the trap 2 lane, but he glides around the plough lane circuit and is obviously far more effective when given an easy lead, as he showed here in the 3rd round. Very well drawn in trap 1, he broke well and showed his customary early dash from the winning line to the first bend, and then burnt off his opponents down the back straight. However, in the quarter-finals, he had a prolonged battle with Amarillo Slim, and only wilted close home to that rival and Westmead Joe a few yards before the line. And if he was to get a solo early, he would certainly make the Westmeads pull out all the stops, as he showed with his semi-final run. One thing perhaps against this fine warrior is his age. At 4 years old, he would be the oldest winner of a Wimbledon Derby, some 7 months older than Rapid Ranger when he won his 2001 race. Just remember what a lead he had on Westmead Hawke in the semi-finals of the Derby. He must have been almost 10 lengths clear at the second bend, and even that wasn't long enough. The last blue dog to win a Derby was Ken Linzell's Slippy Blue in 1990, but this attractive fellow has joined an illustrious list of dual Wimbledon finalists, along with Moaning Lad, Deerfield Sunset, Smoking Bullet, Rapid Ranger and of course Westmead Hawke. Miniola Falo certainly deserves his chance of winning a 6th Wimbledon Derby for the Irish.
The finalist with perhaps the biggest mountain to climb is Cleaner's Lady, who runs from trap 1 for Terry Dartnell. History does not favour bitches in the Derby, and certainly not those in trap 1. But this youngster is special. With just a handful of races compared to some others under her belt, she's won a competition of commentary, a Puppy Oaks event at Wimbledon, and does have a good record herself from the red jacket. Early in her career, Cleaners Lady tended to steer a middle course, but has kept a straight line to the first bend at Wimbledon, which could help her come Saturday. She's won just once during the Classic, but that was also from trap 1 in the 3rd round. She has all-round pace and proved herself very resolute once in front.
Around the first bend and a duel for the lead. Keynes Blue on the outside of Cleaners Lady, but Cleaners Lady's got the legs at the moment of Keynes Blue as they head down the far side. Westmead Joe moves up into 3rd and gives chase. They come around the second last bend. Cleaners Lady running a good 3rd turn, takes out a couple of lengths from Keynes Blue. Westmead Joe in a bit of bother in behind as they race up towards the winning line. She's going to win. Cleaners Lady wins for Terry Dartnell.
But the stats don't favour the lady in red. No Trap 1 has won a Wimbledon derby, with Hawke's black jacket of 4 topping the list. But surely the red jacket's barren spell must end sometime, and the Dartnell camp will be praying it's Saturday. Already though, she joins a select band of bitches to have made a Wimbledon derby final. There are some great names in the list, topped off by Farlow Verdict, the only one to have grabbed the spoils. They say that generally bitches don't win derbies, but this one's tough. As you can see in the quarter-final, she uses every kilo of her 28-kilo bulk to barge her rivals aside, and from trap 3 she resolutely keeps up the gallop all the way to the line just to qualify behind Clash Derby.
Terry, not many bitches win the derby, but you're in there fighting. What chance have you got with her?
Well, she's got a draw. You can't win it unless you win it, but she's done remarkably well to get as far as she's got. We're all so pleased for her. We're proud of her.
And she likes the Wimbledon circuit, doesn't she?
She quite likes Wimbledon, yeah. She won the Puppy Oaks round here, and she's just a lovely bitch, you know. She just does it from the front or the back, and it's had a hard race tonight, but she'll come out tomorrow bouncing. Tough breed, lovely bitch. Pleased to be there.
Now Westmead Hawke's obviously against her in the final. He picks her up today. What chance do you really have, do you think, Terry?
Well, he's classier than us, isn't he? She's come from A4 at Reading, and he's a bit better than that. He's come from last year's derby winner, so she's what she is, but we're very pleased to be there. Very, very pleased. Very pleased for the staff, particularly my son Matthew. Very, very pleased for him.
Now I've got one of the co-owners here, Paul. Delighted, obviously.
Can't believe it. It's a dream come true. We've lived the dream this week to come this far with a bitch. She's only just over 2 years old. TD and Matt have worked miracles with her. We're absolutely over the moon. We're really going to enjoy this week and take it in. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for someone like me. So I'm going to drink it all up this week.
And you might be drinking more up next Saturday.
Well, we're hoping to. I'm just waiting for TD to let the handbrake off the bitch. So, we'll see what we can do in the final. We'll enjoy it. We'll have a good time.
Coming up after the break, we concentrate on the other 3 finalists in this year's William Hill Derby. Don't go away. Welcome back to part 2 of the Dogs, and the eyes of the greyhound world are firmly focused on Wimbledon for Saturday's William Hill Derby final. Last year, Westmead Hawke flew the flag for British breeding. He's back, of course, but this time he's joined by his half-brother, Westmead Joe. The younger Westmead has only had 16 races in his life, but boasts competition wins at Hall Green in the Blue Ribbon and as a puppy at Henlow in the Bedfordshire Puppy Derby. From day one on the track, he was compared to the Hawk, but he really came of age at Hall Green in the William Hill back final, the Blue Ribbon.
Coming off the final bend, Greenlock Power still out in front. K's Quest thrusting forward. Here comes Westmead Joe. Westmead Joe nabs it right on the winning line.
His trainer Nick Sava has had problems with the dog, but that night in Birmingham, everything fell into place. He struggled at Wimbledon with slow starts, and in this case from trap 3 it led to a troubled run. Of the 6 Derby finalists, Westmead Joe boasts the slowest average sectional, even behind the Hawk, which will surprise many. But what he's lacked in early dash up to now, he's made up in his ability to keep on qualifying. And remember, he pounced to win his quarter-final in what was probably the best race of the entire Derby.
Racing for the 3rd quarter-final, great start from Courtside B, being joined on the inside by Amarillo Slim. Mineola Farlow has now got a picture on the inside, and away goes Mineola Farlow by 2 lengths from Amarillo Slim. Mildeen Bill is back in third. Westmead Joe needs to get by that greyhound to qualify. Then Frisbee Fuller and Courtsav B. They go towards home. Mineola Falo's taken on by Amarillo Slim as they come down the straight. Amarillo Slim the outside. Westmead Joe flashing home. Westmead Joe might have got there. Westmead Joe from Amarillo Slim and Mineola Falo back in third.
It was a hawk-like effort from Joe in the quarter-finals. Again, after a slow start, he trailed the field round the first and second turns, but down the back straight began to motor and struck late. In the first semi-final at the weekend, Westmead Joe had trap 4, but it was Amarillo Slim in trap 5 for Graham Calvert, who went to trap's favourite after some brilliant early pace performances.
We're off and racing up towards the first bend, and a good start from Clash Derby. Also Amarillo Slim is rushing up, and that's going to lead him into the first turn. Amarillo Slim gets round in front here from racing in second place comes Clash Derby, then comes 2 Blue Majestic, a gap back to 4. That's Westmead Joe making some progress on the outside of Brookville Genius. Right at the back is Bubbly Classic. They go round the second last bend, and trap 5 Amarillo Slim is just making them toil in behind. He's so far clear, he's about 4 lengths clear up the home straight. Amarillo Slim wins by 2.5 lengths in the end from the fast finishing Westmead Joe that really ran on strongly for second place. Amarillo Slim has certainly been one of the surprise packages of this year's Derby. He had only won 2 open races previous to the Derby competition getting underway, both of those victories coming over the testing 500-metre trip at Sheffield. In fact, after he'd won his first Open at the track, Graham Calvert was so impressed with his 29.47 success that he forked out £12,000 for this black son of Knock Even Star. Following his win in the final of that competition, Graham put him away with the Derby as the main target. In the first round of the Derby, he gave the public fair warning of what he could achieve during the competition, with a blistering run which made Westmead Hawk dig deep into his stamina reserves. Thundering early pace took him 2 lengths clear of the field at the first bend, and with Westmead Hawk only 5 lengths behind him at the second turn, Amarillo Slim showed plenty of middle pace and enough stamina coming home to suggest that it would be no wilting flower when heading to the 480-metre winning line. When Amarillo Slim leaves the traps, he tends to keep fairly straight on the run-up until the winning line, when he starts to make his way to the rails and finally cuts in dramatically at the bend, almost touching the inside plastic. His semi-final run was a copybook performance and certainly delighted his trainer.
Graham, there's quite a bit running on this dog for you, isn't there? Money-wise and, of course, pride-wise.
I mean, the bet doesn't really mean much to us, you know what I mean? It's been the Derby final. Just hope, I can't believe it really, and I just hope he keeps on running the way he's running. He's got a shout, you know.
And obviously, when you spotted this dog last year, you must have had this as your plan.
It was, it was. That's one of the reasons I bought him for, and I was going to run him in a competition beforehand, but it didn't plan out. He picked a few niggles up, and then we just had to come straight into this, but it worked out well. So.
Now, you ran Westmead Hawk very close in the first round. Do you think you can do the same again and turn the tables on him?
Well, he was very, very impressive tonight. He was. I couldn't believe where he come from and the time he's done. He probably done 28 dead, I think, with a run, but we just had to wait and see, and just hope if he gets out in front, and hope to see if we can catch him.
And you feel you can get out in front from his draw?
I don't know, the way he's running, he is improving every time in his physique and himself, and he's a fresh dog coming into the competition. He's only had the 5 runs he's had, 6 runs he's had. That's all he's had with me, you know what I mean? And that's all he's had in 6 or 7 months. That's all he's had, six runs, you know. So he is quite a fresh dog. So I just hope he's got plenty of petrol in the tank, and hope he can hang on and get in front and hang on.
Now he's very fresh. What were you doing him this week? Anything different?
No, everything will be kept the same. Just keep the same routine, stick to it, and hope for the best.
Clash Derby will be the outsider of the field on Saturday, but that hasn't stopped him yet. He occupies his favourite striped jacket and is competing in his second Derby, having won a heat last year. With 10 wins from 34 starts, he's also got a pretty good strike rate, and you write him off at your peril. 2 many did ahead of the quarter-finals, but he won on merit at 25-1.
and they race away. And a good start from Vancouver Sparkin. Down the outside, Clash Derby has got a good move as well. Cleaners Lady trying to move up on the inside. Hondo Dingle couldn't quite get through. Clash Derby's in front here, trying to pull off a major shot. Vancouver Sparky giving chase in second, then Cleaners Lady. Larkhill Jim is trying to get racing room and trying to get into a qualifying position. They race towards home, and Clash Derby tackled by Cleaners Lady round the outside. Clash Derby pulls off a huge surprise. Clash Derby up towards the line, getting home from Cleaners Lady.
It was a great effort from Clash Derby in the quarters and also in the semis when he had to battle hard from 6. It surprised many, but not his trainer.
I'm not surprised with the dog. I think he's run incredible through the competition. He's run extremely well tonight, and you know, for a small kennel, we're highly delighted, and I'm extremely proud of him, and everyone connected with him.
Now you're in the final, you've drawn trap 6.
Beautiful, you know. There's only 2 wides gone through, so we had to get 5 or 6. So, you know, I can't grumble. We're in the final. You know what I mean? It's a big bonus, whatever happens. I'm very pleased with Mr. Cole, the owner. You know, he needs a bit of luck. He'll be sitting home in Birmingham now, probably at the ceiling. I don't know what, but I'm extremely pleased for him, and obviously us as well as a small kennel. It takes a bit of doing to get, you know, 3 runs in a week. Whether it's affected him, all right, I don't think so. You know, he's run as well as he can run, and that's all I can ask from him. He may be 31 kilos, but he's got a 28 kilo heart, so I'm very, very pleased.
And if Clash Derby was to win at the current odds, he'd become the longest priced winner of the Classic. Tartan Khan, Duleek Dandy, more recently Alan Gift and Philo Verdict were some of the bigger price winners.
We've seen all the finalists in action, so what can we deduce for this Saturday's final? On the early pace front, it should be a close-run thing between Mineola Philo, Amarillo Slim and Clash Derby, with both the Westmeads outpaced to the first bend. On the far side, Mineola Philo and Amarillo Slim could knuckle down for a real battle, whilst Cleaners Lady could have caught Clash Derby, the Westmeads just about to make their move. But coming home to the winning line, we expect Westmead Hawk to grab the spoils again for a second year running, catching Amarillo Slim, with Westmead Joe not too far behind. In the William Hill Champion Hurdle final, Taipan, trained by Nick Colton, who looks so impressive when winning his heat, has been made favourite by the sponsors. But he'll have to be on his toes with the early pace Magical Kingdom drawn on his inside, and also Stradinuso drawn in trap 1, sure to go quick to the first bend. As for the William Hill Derby Plate final, well, Shelbourne Pooper for Brian Clemenson has been made favourite following her success in 28.97. But again, well tutored for Terry Dartnell could unsettle the favourite. All roads lead to Wimbledon on Saturday for the £100,000 William Hill Derby final. But before that, on Thursday at Bellevue, they stage the Northern Oaks final over 470 metres. Friday sees the heats of the William Hill Cesarewitch take place at Oxford over 645 metres. Sunday, the usual fare at Coventry and Sittingbourne to light up the evening's entertainment. Whilst on Monday there's action at Walthamstow with the Ladbroke Hurdle final. Why not check out our website, thedogs.co.uk, and if you can't make it to Wimbledon on Saturday, tune in to Sky Sports News at 9 o'clock.
The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.